Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're checking out the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation. I've owned only two other Apple AirPods in my life. There's the very first gen version of the AirPods. Then I emigrated to the AirPods Pro when they first came out because I wanted the noise cancellation. And I've been using these pretty much on a daily basis, and these when I've been on a plane and sharing movie watching over an iPad. So I wanted to get the next set of noise cancellating earphones from Apple, and now that the 2nd generation has come out, it's time to upgrade and see if these are any better than the 1st generation AirPods Pro. So let's check out what's inside the box. Right, here's what you get inside the box. You get lots of safety and regulation material, the manual as well to get yourself connected to your iPhone, and shock horror, there's no stickers inside this one. You got the AirPods Pro 2nd gen case and AirPods inside. You get a bunch of ear tips and the USB-C to lightning cable to charge it. Looking over the case itself, it is very familiar. We've got the charging light, we got the hinge at the back and pairing button at the back as well. That's no different there to the originals. It is slightly bigger, I think. Very hard to tell. I'd say yes it is. So 60.41 for the original and 60.58, so just slightly bigger. Let's go for the width as well. 4518, 4522. So there's really not much in it. Let's go for that too. 2171 and the 2nd gen 2184. So just a little bit marginally bigger. We're talking millimeters, if not that. But the big thing is the bottom there. So you've got the speaker grill, lightning port connector to charge. Not quite sure what that is. I think it's like a status light, I think. And then the other thing is the lanyard, which is a separate accessory. No, because it's Apple, you don't get it in bundled with the case. So you have to pay extra for that, and that's what will go in there. Weight-wise, without having to put them on scales, I feel that they're very similar. And there's hardly anything to it. So obviously the case now has some noise going to it. The light is now white, but I believe that goes green as well when you take it through the pairing process. So let's get this paired up. So we're going to go and connect, and it's now green, and a little bit of a guide telling you that you can now play and pause as well as swipe up and down now to change the volume, which is another reason why I got these AirPods. Nothing worse than dipping into your pocket if you're cycling to change the volume, and then hold them down for transparency. And hopefully that's it. So we got charging at 66%, AirPods are at 59%, and we're good to go. AirPods Pro, so I think we're going to have to close them, open up them. Number 2, so that's 65% and 63% out of the box, so that's pretty good. At least you can get going with those. Now I'm going to switch to a camera that's going to film me putting these on. So let's get these on our ears. So we're going to go with the mediums, which normally does the job for me. So let's see what they are like. So we've already got noise cancellation at the moment, so let's go for transparency. And transparency literally feels like I haven't even got them in, which is amazing considering. Obviously the volume's not going to change anything in transparency, and then there's partners playing some movies in the background. I cannot hear that at all now, so that's pretty amazing noise cancellation. And we won't go for Spacial yet. Actually, whilst we're here, we've got our own section. Let's do the ear tip fit test. Got a good seal, so no need for the ear tips, but let's just quickly show you them. So here's the ear tips that you get with the AirPods Pro 2nd gen. So there's a new extra small tip here that you get with the 2nd gen. They're new, and you can probably eventually get these remolded from third parties probably as well. But you've got a small set, large set, and the medium set is actually pre-installed on the AirPods themselves. Right, back to the sound. So far so good. Very good bass, very clean, quality, crisp sound as you'd expect from AirPods. So I'm going to go back to the AirPods 1st gen. So the old AirPods sound a lot more tinnier, and the bass isn't as hasn't got a big amount of volume to it compared to the next gen. They just feel a lot more bassy, which is good. Clean bass, that is. Yeah, lots of punch to it, and that's without the equalizer on. And the fact that you can play around with the equalizer it's like the AirPods give you a nice clean level playing ground to tweak the sound to, and it's just like a solid foundation to build the equalizer off to create the sound taste to you. So if you like heavy bass, you can just whack that bass up on the equalizer. The AirPods just handle it so well, so cleanly. And the same with the treble. You can just, if you like really crisp trebles like I do, along with deep bass, so quite both ends of the scale. These really do allow that, whereas the older gens, they do it well, but you really can't excel them, especially with the bass department. These do sound a lot better in the bass department. So nothing new to Apple AirPods Pro in that the spatial audio is available to the second gen. You can actually use it with the first gen as well. And that's just a new feature that scans your ear with the LiDAR camera, a bit like Face ID, and it will actually map your ear and face shape, and then spatial audio will use that data to map the audio around your head and your ear canal and how it's meant to sound. Now, usually I wasn't much of a fan of spatial audio. It felt a little bit gimmicky, but hearing it now, I don't know if it's whether it's through these new AirPods Gen 2s or just the fact that I've used the personalized spatial profile now. It just sounds a lot more fuller. It doesn't feel like they're coming from speakers. It just envelopes you a little bit better than what they did beforehand. So that's definitely a plus. So on reflection, I think it's definitely a downgrade when you go back to these first gen AirPods. I would say that there's like a foundation of sound that these AirPods Pro 2s create that you can build on through the equalizer, whether it's in Apple Music or Spotify or etc. And then you can play with it, and the foundation just gives you such a solid grounding to build on that you can really fulfill your tastes of what kind of sound you want to come from it. And yes, you can probably do that through a lot cheaper earphones, but I think you're going to go to Apple AirPods because of their integration between Mac, iPads, iPhones. So because of that, if you're in their ecosystem, then the AirPods Pros are a no-brainer, basically. Transparency is best in class, I think. It knocks any earphones that are trying to attempt that, and from what I've heard anyway, the earphones that I've heard. So they're definitely a very good job for transparency. Noise cancellation, I've yet to hear them properly. I could probably test them out now, actually. Play back some audio from YouTube in a cafe. Get that old chestnut out. Right, so I'm going to whack this volume up. Right, so we've got about 70 decibels. Let's get these in. Let's go for noise cancellation. Right, this is probably taking it. Right, I would say that's taken it down to probably 10%. Very, very good. Noise cancellation, sends it right to the back of your head, allows you to focus on what you need to do. So that's very, very impressive. So I'm going to put the AirPods first gen back in and see how well they fare. Going to play exactly the same part of the sound. So I'm going to go back to, so this is now kicking out. Just going to check the decibels again. So up to the 70. Noise cancellation. Oh, I was having a noise cancellation. So I'd say that's probably 30%, 40%. I mean, the fact that I put them in and I thought they hadn't done noise cancellation yet says it all, and how good the Gen 2s are. So massive improvement in noise cancellation. All right, let's do a microphone test. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is a microphone test using the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. And this is an audio test. Right, let's now do the same test with the first gen. Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the first generation Apple AirPods Pro, and this is an audio. Well, let's try some ambient noise recording. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test with some background noise in the background, and this is an audio test using the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation, and this is an audio test. Right, same test. I keep thinking I've got the noise cancellation off when I put these in. Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test with some background noise using the Apple AirPods first generation, and this is an audio test. Okay, so I think that is a win for the second generation. It's a little bit more equal in terms of the voice and what the background is doing. It's definitely not cancelling the background out that well compared to some other headphones that are even cheaper that I've heard. But it's not affecting the voice or adding any extra effect to the voice. It still feels quite natural. I could be heard what I was saying over that noise in the background. But I think the first gen just doesn't do it as well, but it's very, very minor improvement. So just looking over the earbuds, you've got on the left hand side, you've got the first gen, and the right hand side, you've got the next second gen. You can see the little ear bit is probably less. There's not even a grill on there. I can't feel the grill at all, where you can on this one. The original had it on the bottom. There's nothing on the bottom there. I know it's got something more on top now. Again, that is the grill. And then you've got the grill on the stem, which is pretty much the same size. The actual stem length is pretty much the same. And excuse the colorization of these older ones, but the tip is pretty much the same as well. Right, to round up my thoughts then, are they good? Yes, they're very good. They're definitely better than the first gen by miles. I'm not sure about the third gen AirPods. Apparently they do sound good, but I've never heard them. Are they better than the first gen Apple AirPods? Yes, is the short answer. But the long answer is the fact that they sound better, the bass is better, the treble is a little bit better. The overall sound foundation, I can't really call it anything else. It's like a ground level of how it's performing is just gone up a notch over the first gen. The bass is a little bit more profound, which is good if you like bass, but the bass is still not muddy and it's definitely still clear and crisp, as is the treble. Mids are good as well. It's like a good even foundation. That's why I call it the foundation. And then on top of that, you can add your presets, your equalizers, and you're going to get the sound that you desire, whether you like more bass, less treble, and so on. I think that gives you a good starting point. But the starting point as on its own right is good, and it's definitely better than the first gen. As for core quality, it's definitely pretty much level pegging, but I'd say it's if the first gen is say a 5, then this is a 6.5 to 7 in terms of core quality. In terms of noise cancellation, if the first gen AirPods Pro first gen was a 6, the noise cancellation is now a 10. It's night and day, different world. Every time I put them back in, I thought I had transparency mode on and turn them on, or what I thought was on, I was turning transparency mode on. So the noise cancellation is so much better. It's going from say 30 to 40% down to 15% with the first gens, maybe even more in some instances. But it completely drowned out that coffee noise, drowns out anything else that's going on behind you and around you. Maybe you have to test them out in a little bit more of a better environment. But for now, doing such an amazing job at the noise cancellation. That was one of the main things I was looking for. Additional things, Spacial sounds a little bit more fuller, a bit better with them. The fact you can now do Find My on these without any accessories or cases added to it with AirTags, that's a nice addition from the first gen. And the fact that it beeps now through the speaker, so we can test that out. So we're going to devices, then we've got the Pro 2s. It says that the AirPods are outside the case, which is a nice thing. So I'm going to play the sound of the case. That's the sound of the case. And I'm going to take off these earbuds. My ears keep on doing this. I don't know why. Take these out. And I'll play the left bud. It's going to be very loud, so it's telling you to take them out. So that's really, really kind of them. That's cool. And then the right one. So it's very low, then it gradually gets louder and louder. That's as loud as it gets. So Find My, perfect, really nice way to not only find your earbuds if you lose them, but the case as well, and the case is separate. I also hear that power levels, the case is now independent. So if you check your battery, even when they're outside, usually you have to have all the earbuds in the case to find out how much case the charge has. Now that's completely independent. You don't have to plug them in and just see how much the case was. It actually now shows you. You don't have to open it up just to find out what the charge is. So that's now very good as well. And on top of that, you've got the extra battery life. Apparently it's now 6 hours. So that's really, really cool. It's going to make them last a little bit longer. And I think these are now Bluetooth 5.3, I think. And with the iPhone 14, I don't have that, but that will also work with that too. And there's rumors that Bluetooth LE might be a thing, and you're going to get improvements that way if they push out an update and they support it perhaps. So these retail for $249, £249, probably euros as well, knowing them. Very expensive for what they are, but if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you like your clear Apple-like sound and you want to improve on that, if you've got the originals, then this is worth it, probably, if you've got the money to burn for that. If you've got the earlier AirPods, 100%, massive upgrade, you won't regret it. They don't usually do sales. It's best to go for like top cashback or any sort of voucher schemes to try and knock the money off these Apple products, and you might be able to save at best maybe $20, maybe a little bit more, but they very rarely do come down in price. So if you are thinking of picking one up, then I'll say go for it. Why wait? Alright, so I hope you found this little video helpful. If it has, leave us a like down below. Let me know that you're watching. If you'd like to watch any of my reviews for any other audio products, you can check out this video right here, and I'll see you there. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.